Well, hello. Welcome back to the Wisdom and the Tangents podcast. I'm excited for another episode with you today. Thank you for pressing play. I'm excited to chat. This one's going to be fun. This is going to be a little bit different than the others. I'm sitting down with my good friend, Taylor Swift. Wait, no, sorry. I said that wrong. I am going to be sharing some things that I learned from watching Taylor Swift. That's what I meant to say. That's what's in my notes. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about all things Taylor Swift. So wherever you are on the spectrum of people out there, if you are like the biggest Swiftie and you saw her on Eras tour multiple times and exchanged all of the friendship bracelets, or if you are one of the three people out there that is just like, I don't really know who Taylor Swift is. Maybe I've heard Teardrops on My Guitar like way on back in the day. Wherever that is, wherever you are, this is going to be for you. We're talking about marketing. We are talking about some business tips that I have gained just by watching what Taylor Swift does. So I am not a self-proclaimed Swiftie. I am a fan of Taylor Swift, but I don't think I'm quite Swiftie level yet because I don't know all the lyrics and all that. But I do enjoy following her on TikTok. That's fun, and all seeing all the things that y'all Swifties like to do. Uh, but yeah, so I'm going to be going over 5 different things that I have noticed that Taylor Swift does in her marketing, in her business, uh, which you may be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, John. What do you mean? She is an artist. She creates a song. She puts it out there on iTunes or wherever people get music these days. I like to buy records still. Uh, I like vinyl records, which I'll get into her latest vinyls. But you might just be thinking she creates music, she puts it out there, people buy the music if they like it. What marketing is there? And the same thing could be said for your creative business, that you create something or you create your service, you put it out there, people buy it if they want it. What more is there to marketing? What do you actually do? So she does a lot. One of the things if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes. I didn't have time to put them up anywhere. So I apologize for no eye contact if you're watching on YouTube. But the first thing that I'm going to go through, I'm going through 5 of these. I'm going to try and make this pretty quick. But this first one is that she builds connections. And if you know anything about Taylor Swift, if you know anything about Swifties, if you know anything about this Eras tour and the friendship bracelets that I mentioned earlier, um, people have built connections with Taylor Swift herself, but also with each other, the other fans. She has built a community that other people of like mind, other people who enjoy the same things, who enjoy her music, which is her product. Uh, they have that connection together. So she has cultivated that. That is not just something that happened. It's not just because 2 people were like, "Oh, you like Taylor Swift? So do I. Let's become best friends and bring in millions of other people." No, she has cultivated this. She one has this happens with a lot of different musicians, but her fan base has a nickname. They're called Swifties, and that builds connection right away if you are both called Swifties. I listened to another podcast. There are other podcasts out there. It's okay. You can listen to them, but just listen to this one first. There's another one called the Popcast, POP. They talk about pop culture and stuff. They've definitely talked about Taylor Swift a few times, and their community that they have built are their Patreons are called BFOTs, the best friends of the show. BFOTs as an acronym. So some of us who are BFOTs we have that built-in community because we like the same sort of thing. I had someone recently come up to me and say, oh, I saw on Instagram that they like reshared one of your stories, and I didn't know that you were a BFOTS. I am too. And then we just started talking about their last AUA thing and, Aaron's weak ankles and stuff. And it was fun. It was that built-in connection that we have because we enjoy the same thing. So what you can do to use this in your business is create that kind of community around what you offer. So if you are a photographer, then you can create a Facebook group to have people who are looking for tips and tricks for whatever niche your photography is in. Hold on. Excuse me. And I'm back. But you can create that kind of community either through like a Facebook group or a local meetup, or if you have like a Patreon or something, if you do teach things or have a special like paid membership or something, that creates community because it's a certain number of people. It's a niche group that is not just everyone and anyone. So having that community is great. Another thing that she does with building community is she engages with her fans. I have seen so many TikTok videos of people just looking at their phone in shock and awe because it shows the little heart next to a comment that they made on Taylor Swift's video, and Taylor liked it. And it's that reciprocity of like, they like your stuff, they're commenting on your stuff, and then she, as the author, the person who put that out there, liked it back or commented back or shared someone's video to her stories or something like that, that people just go crazy about. Which of course this is a very elevated experience. She's got millions of followers, and it's a lot bigger than someone who maybe has like 1,000 followers on Instagram and is building their business. I hear you and I see you. These are different things, but it's just the scale. So if someone is posting about your business, or maybe you're a photographer and they shared a photo and they tagged you in it, or sometimes they don't even tag you, and that's okay. Still comment and like it. But if they share about your services or they share about what you have done, be sure to comment, be sure to engage, because one, that is building that relationship with them, which is super important because that's going to cause them to want to engage with your things a lot more. But also that's showing other people out there who are just stumbling across you. Maybe this reel just popped up in their Explore tab, or through like scrolling through reels, and then they see it and they see that under each of the comments, the author, you, are going back and commenting, and something more than just like thanks or like a thumbs up emoji, if people still use those. But you're like commenting something back. If someone's like, oh my gosh, this wedding looks so gorgeous, and you're like, oh, thank you so much, the vendor team was amazing, we loved this entire thing, these florals are insane. Something like that, that is more than just like oh hey, thanks for liking this video. So it's something that she does. She engages with her fans. She also will notice the ones who are there a lot, the ones who are sharing a lot of her songs, who make whole TikToks deep diving into the meanings of different songs. And she actually will like hand pick people, different fans, and then bring them out to her place or some place and do like a little private concert or a fun dinner party or something. She's done this a few times, which, I mean, most Swifties are going to be Taylor Swift fans for life, but these that get handpicked by her are going to be fans forever, for the afterlife even, where they're going to be singing her praises. And just like, she is genuinely this person, we love her, she invited me out for this party and it was so cool. So doing something like that, even you can notice the people that like share your photos often, or whenever you create like a mini session event on Facebook, they're sharing it with their friends, they're putting it out there, they're promoting your brand for free. You can be like, hey, I see you, thank you so much for always being so supportive. Here's a $5 gift card to Starbucks. Go get yourself a coffee today. Or, next time I do mini sessions, I'm going to save one of those spots for you. You get first dibs, and then I'll book the other ones out, or something like that. Just a little treat, a little gift to someone that you've seen um, really sharing about your stuff. The second thing that Taylor Swift has taught me about business is to build anticipation. um we can, whenever we have special offers, or like I just mentioned, mini sessions, whenever we have things that we're going to be announcing, that either doing the special thing on such and such day, or I'm going to be launching a new course, or I have this like freebie guide or something for you, instead of just cold launching, hey, I made this thing, go download it, go get this thing, go sign up for my mini sessions. Instead of just hard launching, build anticipation. Create some stories, or even a post about like, hey, I'm going to be announcing this on Monday, so get ready. What are your guesses? What do you think we're going to be doing? Leave that in the comments, or build a timeline, not a timeline, a countdown. You can add a countdown on Instagram into your stories, and people can like subscribe to it and stuff, and it'll announce whenever it goes off. Um, but you can build that anticipation. You can shoot emails to your email list of like a countdown of, all right, 12 days until we announce our next course, and no one has any idea what the course is going to be about, and they're just like, okay, well, is this going to be like a posing course, or is this going to be like a marketing course, or is this going to be like how to revamp your Instagram because engagement is dead? Like, what is this course going to be about? And then they start talking, and there's more anticipation than just throwing it out there, cold launching. No one's ready for it. And yeah, sure, you might get some sales, you might get some people to sign up for your minis, but for the most part, no one's really paying attention because they didn't know to pay attention. So how I saw this with Taylor Swift, she recently, earlier this year, came out with her album, Midnights. And when she was releasing the track list names, the titles of the songs, she built anticipation by doing uh, like every night at midnight on TikTok, she would release a video of her revealing one of these song titles. So it was a huge buildup of anticipation for Taylor Swift fans, because they were like, okay, what's track 8 going to be? What is track 13? What is this, number one title going to be in this album? I want to know what this is, because it gives me a glimpse into what the song is. It was just building anticipation. So many people were just like refreshing TikTok at 11:59, just waiting for that midnight's TikTok to drop, so that they can see what this next album title was going to be. So building that sort of anticipation for your products, for your services, for a new launch, for something new, even if you're going into a new niche, if you're like, hey, I'm kind of stepping out of family photos now, I want to pivot into weddings, you could do a countdown into the release of your new wedding website, and then boom, people can go check it out, and they're excited to go check it out because you've been counting down. So that anticipation is huge. Another thing that I like to do with kind of anticipation is I like to do 12 days of gifts during the holiday season. There's the whole like 12 days of Christmas deal. And I like to lead up to, or do like the first 12 days of December. So these gifts can get to people before Christmas. And I will reach out to other small business owners in my area, or wherever, really, people that I have connections with that I just want to support them, and I will buy from local small businesses, like people who hand make things. People, these are small artisans. They're not machine made off, in a factory somewhere. And I will buy something from 12 different places. And then every day I'm running a giveaway deal, and giving away to someone who's commented on that post. I've done this a few times, planning on doing it again this December. So follow along if you want to win something on one of those 12 days. But that's a fun way of building anticipation. The prizes often, they increase in value as the days go on. So someone might win like a small little something on day one, and then other people are like, oh, what is this? Oh, okay. They're getting bigger every day. I'm going to check back in for day 7, and I will be here through day 12. So that's something you can do. Another thing that I have seen Taylor Swift do, I have picked up this coffee mug 7 times while I've been recording. But these solo shows, I don't get a chance to take a drink because it's me. I'm talking. I'm the problem. It's me. And now I get coffee, and then I just spilt some on my camera battery over there. It's cool. It's probably water resistant. Hopefully. So one other thing, the third thing that I've seen Taylor Swift do that I am implementing in my business is dropping Easter eggs. If you are a Swiftie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is something that is kind of hidden, usually very hidden, with Taylor, but it's something that's hidden. It's not out there. It's not a big headline, but it's something that if people are paying attention, they could see, oh, this, her, one of them was like she had a certain color of nail polish on, which revealed the color scheme for the next album release. And some people caught on to that before the album release. And then that was like, oh yeah, no, I got that Easter egg before. Or they're like looking back at old music videos and seeing things and be like, oh, well, that was like way back here, but that was pointing toward the folklore. This is insane. And Taylor Swift has even said in interviews that she has so many Easter eggs through all of her stuff that she probably won't be around anymore by the time people finally find the last Easter eggs. So it's a fun thing to do. I did this earlier this year, maybe, I think. When did I redo my website? That was this year, 2023. It was like springish, maybe, of 2023 that I redid my website. Trio Creative. Hey, shout out to Allie and all of y'all. She's been on the show before, episode, I'm going to say 116. Go check it out. Or somewhere around there. I know it was in the 1 teens, but yeah, also listen to 116. I'm sure that was good. But yeah, Allie was on the show, and I used one of their templates, and she helped me design it. So it was great. But whenever I released that website, I built anticipation, like in number 2 that I was talking about earlier. And then I also put in a bunch of Easter eggs on my website. And I told people, hey, I just launched my website. Today is the day. Go check it out. And also, I put a bunch of Easter eggs on my website, which all point to each other except for one. And that one will take you to a link. And once you go there, send me a screenshot. And anyone who sends me a screenshot, you'll be entered to win a free photo shoot. So everyone, so many people, like the traffic on my website skyrocketed for that week because people were going there. And a couple things that this did was the traffic, which Google saw, oh, this is a popular website. I see that the design has changed and that has attracted a lot more people. We're going to boost it up in the rankings. But then also, because these were hidden Easter eggs, which let me get into the Easter eggs real quick. These were things that I told people that they should look out of place. It was like a link that like the background was like a weird color, didn't go with the color scheme. It was like, oh, that's probably an Easter egg. Or like one of my FAQs, I was talking about traveling, what my policy is on travel and fees and all of that. And then part of that was like, even if we're like traveling out intergalactically or something, you know, click here if you're interested in having your wedding shot on the moon. And then that was like, well, that's kind of out of place, but also kind of with my brand and my personality, so maybe not so out of place. But that link brought them to another page, or something would say, if you're looking for something that shouldn't belong, go check out the page where you learn more about me. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go to the About Me page. And then they scroll through that. So because everyone was chasing those Easter eggs and trying to find the things that John had hidden on the website, in order to find the link to the thing they have to screenshot to win a free photo shoot, they were spending a lot more time on my website. So that was also telling Google and other search engines, but I really just care about Google. It's like 97% of searches. But it was telling search engines that, one, this is a popular website because more people are coming here now. And two, it is a valuable website because these people are staying here. So your bounce rate is like how long people stay there. And sometimes it's like 19 seconds because people just like jump on, they see that you're not for them, and then they jump off. And other times like a minute and a half because they're reading through your About Me, or they're going through your pricing page, or looking through your portfolio. And mine had jumped from like about 2-ish minutes on average to like 4.5 minutes. And it was great, because it really did boost me up in Google. I ended up going to like number 2 right behind Wedding Wire, for my local market. So that is something you can do if you're going to be launching something. Throw some Easter eggs in there. It's fun. It gets the engagement going. It gets your community engaged with what you're doing, instead of just, hey, here's a new thing, go purchase it, go check it out, whatever. Number 4. Before number 4, I'll take another sip. I'm so bad about splashing coffee as I'm putting it back over there. Good thing. Well, I should probably move these batteries, actually. There we go. Now it's safe. Number 4. The fourth thing that I've seen that Taylor Swift does that I have implemented in my business is her authenticity, the way that she shows up as herself, and not afraid to be herself, not afraid to be Taylor Swift, not afraid to show what she likes and what she dislikes, and all of that without, and this is important, without oversharing, because sometimes we can show up authentically, or we hear people say like, show up and like, show up with the messy bun and like the kids running around and the no makeup, and then you just share about your life, and that is totally cool, and you should do that. However, don't take that to an extreme where you're like ranting about the hard things of your life and you're like bringing people down. It is totally fine to share about the hard things of your life. I'm not saying that you have to hide those things. There have been so many women out there, especially who I have followed, that have shared hard things like going through IVF or having miscarriages, or just rough things going on with their children, and how they're trying to parent them well, and all of that. And that's stuff that it endears me and their followers to them also. But you just want to have good boundaries about what you want to share. Something that I heard Jasmine Star say a few times on her podcast and through all the different education that she's shared is, her rule is if she wouldn't share this with someone on the plane next to her, she's not going to put it online. So I think of that, I'm much more introverted, so I'm not always like sharing a ton. But like if I'm chatting with someone anywhere at the grocery store, on an airplane, whatever, if I wouldn't just tell a complete stranger about this hardship in my life or about this um, personal aspect of my life or my family's life or whatever, then I'm not going to put that out online. That's not going to be something that I talk about in my stories because that is more personal. We're like starting to do that with our kids where we're not like showing them as much online. We used to show a lot more of just like our family dynamics and all of that, but we're trying not to do that, not to show our kids' faces all that much on social media. So that is one of those boundaries that I'm like, I'm not going to be like posting videos of the kids all the time. Um, and if I do post photos, it's probably not going to be of their faces and for the most part. So having those boundaries of what to share without oversharing but still being authentic. So if you follow Taylor, you probably know that she loves cats. Everyone knows that she loves cats. I think that even people who don't follow her know that she loves cats. She's very open about that. She talks about her cats. They're in a lot of the videos that she shares, and she loves like vintage clothing and the number 13, and like all of these different things that she shares about openly, and that you can identify with, and you can build that more connection. Kind of going back to the first thing that I shared about was being authentic and showing up as yourself helps to build those connections too. And then the fifth and final thing that I have seen Taylor Swift do that I implement in my business, and that I think you should too, is she empowers herself and also empowers other people. So this kind of ties in. I mean, a lot of this ties in with connections, which marketing is about making connections. It's not effective marketing if you don't make a connection with the audience in some way or another. There is a reason that in Coca-Cola ads, they open that up and open the bottle and it just like it fizzes and it's got like the ice dripping down the outside of the glass bottle, and like someone is just like sweaty and it's a hot day and they just take that sip and like you can feel, just watching it, you can feel how cold that ice cold Coke is, just like going down their throat and just like sitting in their belly, and just like how it feels whenever you are so overheated and you have that cool drink. That's a connection. They're not sharing about their favorite, animals and favorite, numbers and all that kind of stuff. But those are connections that are being made in marketing. So it all ties back to that. And empowering others is another way of building those connections, and another way that Taylor Swift does that. And she is also not afraid to empower herself, which I think is so relatable and so inspirational for a lot of people to see her stand up for things and stand up for herself. When a lot of streaming platforms were not paying artists near what they should for their songs and how often they stream them, she stood up to them and she was like, you need to raise the amount that you are paying artists, and they were like, no. And then she said, okay, cool, and pulled all of her music off streaming platforms. You could not stream Taylor Swift songs, you had to go purchase the albums, which her fans, most of them already had the albums anyway, so they were like, oh, that's cool, I'm just not going to use the streaming platform anymore. And then that changed, and now you can stream her songs again. And if you know anything about Taylor Swift, you probably know that there are Taylor's version songs that she has re-recorded those albums because of a whole deal with her not, losing the, or not having the rights to her songs and all of that Scooter Braun deal, where she was not going to be making money from people listening to her music or purchasing those old albums. So instead of just like being sad about it, she was like, all right, cool. I'm going to re record everything. And I'm also going to make it better because I'm going to add bonus songs that I wrote around that time period that just didn't make it in. Or I'm going to do like a 10-minute extended cut that everyone loves and make music videos that were never with these songs. And like she didn't only um, make something new, but also brought extra to it, more added value. But because she recorded or re-recorded those albums and added the bonuses and that extra value, all of the Swifties were just like looking forward to the next time that she was dropping the next Taylor's version album. And, if you are a Swiftie, you do not play, you do not stream any song that doesn't have the parentheses Taylor's version after it. And again, going back to those connections that she makes through interacting with her fans and building that two-way connection instead of just one way. That caused her fans to want to purchase these albums, to want to like the Midnights album that she did, which is not Taylor's version because it's new. It is, I guess, still Taylor's version, but like she released four different vinyl colors. And you could get all of them and like all the covers matched up and you could put them together and make a clock. It was a whole big deal that a ton of people purchased all four of them because they have that connection and they want to support her. They want to give their money to her because they have that connection with her and because she does great things with that money. A side note, like through the Eras tour, she was giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to different charities in like all of the cities that she toured, which is a huge thing, which with your business, you can partner with local charities and organizations and give to them either monetarily or through like your products and services, like in kind, to where they can use those. I do that a lot with like offering headshots for different organizations because they don't have a lot of money. A lot of these nonprofits because they're nonprofit, and all of the would be profits are going into helping others. So just offering a little something for them is a great way to give back to the community. So, side note, a little 5.1, 5.5 things. Um, but yeah, she empowers others and she empowers herself, which builds even deeper connections because people feel inspired by her to empower their own selves and to help encourage and empower those around them. To recap a little bit of these 5.5 things that I have learned from Taylor Swift in marketing is one, build connections, be there, build connections with your audience, engage with them, and be present, and then empower others, empower yourself, be bold, go out there, do great things, and we'll throw in the half charity work and stuff like that, and then also build anticipation for your services and offers. Don't just cold drop those and just launch something into a cold audience. Build that up, make everyone warm, make them ready. Sometimes people are going to get, turn into some hot leads because they're just on their seat, on their seat, on the edge of their seat, not even barely even on their seat anymore. Just waiting for whatever it is that you're going to drop because you have built this anticipation. So doing that, making it fun with some Easter eggs and scavenger hunts, and even just like a quiz or something of like, without Googling this, answer this question, and just making it fun, and then be authentic, show up as yourself, show up to your audience. They'll relate to you, they will feel connection with you, and those are all very great things. And in my opinion, very important things for you to do in your business. And you can see it has been very helpful for Taylor Swift. She's made like, I think after the Eras tour is over, is going to be like over $1 billion or something on all of this, and has like raised billions of dollars in the economy of the cities that she's toured to, which has been amazing. So implement these things. Think of some unique ways that you can implement, like the Easter eggs. Implement something like the the anticipation countdown into your next offer or something like that. So if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, share it with your Swifty friends, and take these tips. These are useless if you just let them sit here. So take them, let them be useful for you, implement them into your business, and yeah, share the episode. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. If you have any suggestions for other episodes, I love to hear what y'all would love to hear on this podcast. So definitely shoot me a DM, wit.pod, WITT .pod on Instagram, or my personal business one is All Heart Photo. You can reach out to me either way on there. Taylor Swift's at probably just at Taylor Swift. I don't even think I have to look that one up. If you want to go see what she's about and see all of these things firsthand that I talked about. But yeah, go stream her music wherever you can stream it. Buy it if you want. She is not a sponsor. This is in no way affiliated with Taylor Swift. And if I do end up using a picture of her for the cover, that is owned by her. I do not have copyright for that. Probably shouldn't do that. I don't think I'm going to do that. Anyway, thanks for joining me for another week, and I will see you next week with another great episode. I'm really enjoying this lineup for the fall. Ton of great guests. But yeah, I will see you next week. I blanked for a second. It is next week. All right. Bye, y'all. How do I stop it? I can't see my screen. Stop.